Love and marriage, they go together like a horse and carriage.
This I tell you, brother,
you can't have one without the other.
Woo, this food is really delicious.
Oh, thank you, babe. Thank you.
Wow, this is good.
Thank you, sweetie pie.
It's too bad I got to get up in a minute. Well, you know, I'm gonna go and go play some basketball with Chris right now. You know, so I'll see you a little later this evening. Thanks a lot for the dinner. It's really good.
Hold on a second. I thought that oh man, I thought that you and I were gonna watch a movie tonight. What happened to the movie they were supposed to watch?
What movie? What are you talking about? You ain't saying to me about no movie,
babe. You know, like normally every night we watch a movie together. So what's going on? I mean, like,
well, I mean, that you know that was every night, but I want to play basketball.
Yeah, but you know, you never told me that you play basketball. So you think funny, huh?
Yeah, I'm about to take him to the hole. I'm about to take Chris to the hole, man. Shoot some 3-pointers and some jumpers on the board. I'm about to get back in shape, baby.
You think it's funny, but it's really not funny, okay? I don't see it's funny at all.
What?
Because of the fact that you know that we always spend time together. You know I'm in this house by myself all the time. And so now you're telling me you're gonna go and just go play basketball and you never even told me anything.
You never said nothing to me about a movie. You never said anything to me about watching a movie. You never said anything to me.
I tell you what, you go spend the rest of your life with Mr. Chris. So I'm going.
Come on, man. Cut. Wait. What just happened here? I mean, what happened? Oh my goodness. Well, today on the Power to Be Present show, we are going to address miscommunication in your marriage. Before we dig deep into this previous scene and discuss what happened, give us some emojis or hearts to let us know you can hear us loud and clear. Also, while we are sharing the show out, please, pretty please, if you don't mind, share it for us. You know, share the show for us, please. If you are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. My name is Bruce Kelly, also known as the Exhorted One, which means I am encouraged to encourage you. And this here is my lovely wife.
Hey guys, this is Rachel Kelly. I am so grateful that you are here with us and honored to host this show with my amazing husband, Bruce Kelly, where we help create a clear path to a great marriage. I don't know, after that last thing, you probably wonder, huh? But while Bruce and I are addressing miscommunication in your marriage, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Any questions you have or any comments that you want to leave with us, and we'll be sure to answer those at the end of the show. And if you are one of our replayers, be sure to type replay so that we can come back and personally connect with you. Then comment below and let us know where you watching from. We are here in Toledo, Ohio. So where are you from? We're going to come and check over and see where are you from. T-Town in the house. So just go ahead and comment where you coming in from. And then also for our replayers, feel free to fast forward to the 2-minute mark. So you can skip all the intro stuff. And at the end of the show, we're going to tell you how to get access to our free report and how to open the lines of communication and bring back the fire marriage.
Fire and desire, baby.
Just want to say thank you.
Fireplace. You know what I'm saying? Cozy fireplace.
He's so silly. So I just want to say thank you to those of you who have shared, and we want to welcome each one of you who have joined us. And we just what we want to do, guys, is after 25 years of figuring out marriage, we're going to share with you what works, what does not work, and in order to have a great marriage. So go ahead and grab a pen and a piece of paper. Take some copious notes on addressing miscommunication in your marriage. Now, let's look at what really just happened here. We're going to send you over to our teacher, and he's going to dig in and share with you. I mean, I'll be here too, but, we're going to let the boss take over.
First of all, I just want to say, is somebody have to talk about me because my nose has been itching, that's the old saying we said when we were kids, So somebody talk about me, man, because my nose and my ears itching. But anyway, so let's really talk about what happened in that scene, man. Wasn't that crazy? If y'all didn't see it, press replay and go back and see it, because that was just a crazy scene there. You know what I'm saying? So what really happened was it was poor unhealthy communication.
Yeah.
That's what really happened in that scene. See, the problem was that Rachel and I were trying to read each other's mind. You know, we just assumed that I assumed that it was okay to go play basketball, and thinking she had no other plans. You know, and she assumed that it was okay for us to watch a movie together, right?
Right. Exactly.
You know, because she felt like I didn't have any other plans. But the problem was we never talked about it.
Right.
And this is what happens a lot of times in marriages when arguments happen because of miscommunication.
Yeah, we did a bad job, didn't we?
Yeah, we really did a bad job on that, man. She got up and left the table on me. She was about
gave you away to your friend?
Yeah, I was like, give me away. Tell me I can spend the rest of my life with my friend. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with my friend. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with my wife. You know, so anyway, so we got to be careful with that, right?
Right.
You know, we can't read each other's mind, number one, okay?
Right.
So that's what miscommunication is a big part of what happens in that is when we try to read each other's mind and just assume that we know what the other person is going to do, right?
Yeah.
So the second thing we got to do is we got to say what we really mean. Say what we mean. Say what we want. So communicate your thoughts and plans to each other.
That's right.
So what should we have done in the beginning? Well, if I knew I wanted to play basketball, I probably should have said something before we sat down to dinner, maybe in the morning before I went off to work. I probably
you should have called me.
I was going to say that next.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I was going to say that next and say that before I left in the morning, if I knew I was going to play basketball with my friend Chris, then I probably should say, babe, you know, this evening after work, you know, after we eat dinner, I'm going to go play basketball with Chris. You okay with that? Because I want to make sure you ain't got no other plans or whatever. And she should, you know, say, well, hey, babe, you know, after dinner tonight, let's watch a movie. But we never talked. We never said anything about that, right?
That was horrible.
And so that was really horrible. Or I could have, even if you know, ideal came up a little later. You know, once I got to work, I probably should have said something like, "Hey, babe, call you. Be on my way home. Hey, babe, I'm on my way home. You know, we gonna eat dinner. But guess what? You know, Chris called me and we want to play basketball.
Right.
So how are you feeling about that? So what I'm saying is that we have to say what we want and say what we really mean. Okay. Right. The third thing we got to do is that we must listen and remember what is being said. Yeah. And we didn't do any of that, you know. What that is really called, that's called active listening, which means the listener fully concentrate, understand, and respond, and then remember what is being said. Instead, all we did was we just threw back argument with one another. I want to go play basketball. I want to go watch this movie, you know, but one of the reasons that happened was because we just did not take the time to really try to sit down and understand each other. The whole time, what she was saying there, she was saying that, babe, you know, I'm lonely. I be in this house by myself a lot, and I just want to spend time with you. You work all day. I want to spend some time with you. But I didn't get that. Why? Because all I was doing, I wasn't actively listening. I wasn't fully concentrating and understanding what she was saying. Right. You know, remembering what she was saying. All I was saying, well, I want to play basketball. You know, throw my hands at the top. You know, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it to the hole. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I'm not listening. I'm not actively listening to her. You know, so we must actively listen to one another. So we shouldn't assume, right? Right. You know, do not assume, you know, your spouse will understand what you want. Right. And that's one of the things that we didn't do, right? Right. Okay. That was horrible. Yeah. So the third thing we must do, we must reflectively listen. Reflective listening. And this is a communication strategy involving two different steps. Number one, you seek to understand the speaker's idea. So you got to speak and seek to understand it, right? Then offer the idea back to the speaker to confirm the idea has been understood correctly. So which means that when she was saying what she was saying to me, Rachel was saying that, babe, you know, I thought maybe we can watch a movie together because I've been lonely. I've missed you all day, and I've been in this house all day by myself. And I could say, oh, okay, babe, this is how reflective listening works. So I understand how you feel, babe. So you're saying that, you know, you were lonely and, you know, you missed me and you want to spend time with me. Okay, I understand that, babe. But is it okay if we watch the movie when I come home tonight after we play basketball? See, so that's what I should say. And I should say, you know, is that what you were saying? So that's reflective listening. Right. And that's what reflective listening is, right? So, like I said before, do not assume what you think the other person heard or what their motives and thoughts are. It's because this is what we do sometimes. Instead of reflectively listening to what the person wanted, what I read out of that was that you're trying to control me. Yeah. You're always trying to keep me henpecked under your wing. Or you're just trying to sabotage my friendship, with Chris. Why are you doing this stuff? I spend time with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't hear what she was really saying. It's not that she was trying to sabotage my friendship with Chris. What she really wanted to do was just spend some time with me.
But now, it's true, because some guys do think that. Some guys really are. Yeah. They really think that their wives are trying to control them, or they don't want their buddies to call them henpecked or whatever. Yeah. And so therefore, it starts a fight also. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
Exactly. And that's why we have to reflectively listen to one another and reflect that thing right back and say, okay, babe, so, or you say to me the same thing. Okay, well, I understand, Bruce, that you want to play basketball because you want to spend time with your friend and get in shape. Is that what you were saying to me?
Right.
And then you're not going to spend time all night playing basketball, right? You're going to, or let me know what you're playing.
You already know how that goes. You go play basketball, you come home, you're going to sleep anyway. So that means I need to look from your view, and say, okay, yeah, I know he's not going to spend no time when he get home.
Yeah, well, but the key is, like we said, we got to have an understanding, but don't just storm off and argue. Now you have this big miscommunication. Mm-hmm. And now, what happens? Sometimes the argument gets deeper and deeper. The feelings and emotions get, bigger and bigger. Right. And sometimes people don't even speak the next morning because of something just as simple as that. All we had to do was say what we meant.
Right.
Actively listen, reflectively listen. So what we want to say is, as we begin to close this out, we want to talk about these steps again. We want to talk about, do not assume that he or she doesn't want to spend time with you.
Right.
So we can't assume that if we don't really talk about why are you playing basketball, or what I'm saying? Because what happens is that, like I said, we just get these feelings and emotions all stirred up, and then we don't talk. Now all of a sudden we just want to think this way, and because we feel this way, so we want to say, this is the reason why you did this. This is the reason why you don't spend time with me. You're playing basketball, right? So also, do not assume he or she wants to control you or tie you down.
Right.
See, now I can't, do that. That's a miscommunication. When we do not open our mouths and talk to one another about what is going on, that's why we have to say, cut, break, we need a break, time out, let's talk about this thing, right? So if we want our spouse to understand us, we really need to communicate. This is what we're talking about, miscommunications, and talk to them. Talk, sit down and talk to one another, And here's the thing too. I will say this. If it's so emotional to where it's nothing but shouting and screaming at one another, time out. Take the time out. Wait till you both are calm, and then you come back to the table and you talk again.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Anything you want to say in regards to that?
I just, for me, I just want to encourage spouses to really listen to one another. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's so important that you're listening to what they are saying. And a lot of times we don't do that. And even if one person is listening, you will get a lot further than both of you not listening. You got both of you not listening, mm-hmm. It's pretty much a blowed up conversation. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to happen. But if at least one of you are listening, then you might be able to make some progress, because you can be the calmer one. You can be the one that mm-hmm. can direct the way that conversation goes and possibly have a good outcome. So that's the part that I would say.
We got to stop trying to play genie, like, oh, I'm a mind reader. I know my wife for years. I know my husband for years. I know what you was thinking. I know what you want. I know how you feel. Mm-hmm. So you might know a lot about them, but sometimes don't always think that their intentions or their motives are totally different than what you're thinking. Don't always believe that that's true.
Because before, I used to always say, well, he, his friends think that he's henpecked, so that's mm-hmm. the reason why. And I think that's a lot of things with a lot of guys. It's true, right? So I try to put you in that same category when that wasn't true, but yet still that's the category I put you in. And that happens a lot too, like, we're wondering, his friends are influencing him to make it. And sometimes it does happen. And, it really does happen that friends are influencing. And that's where it's up to the man to become stronger. Know that his marriage is more important than anything else.
Right. That's true. But I tell you one way too to also really stir up a big argument is when we jump to that conclusion and tell that person, this is what you thought, this is what you were thinking, this is what you meant, this is what you wanted to do. We should not ever do that until we sit down and talk to one another. Absolutely. And have that communication, back and forth about how I feel and what I want to see happen. But instead, sometimes what couples do is they jump right into that. Bam. That ain't what you thought. That ain't what you feel.
That ain't what
I know what you meant. So we sometimes, we had the wrong conclusion.
Right.
Just because, we didn't take time out to actively and reflectively listen to that person. This is why that happens, right? So let me give you a biblical example of this. The biblical example was in 1 Chronicles chapter 19, verses 2 and 4. Now, King David was friends with the king of the Ammonites, which was Nahash. And Nahash had died, right? I don't know if it's Nahash or Nahash, but whichever one it is, he passed away. And what happened was King David went to send his condolences and sympathy, to his son Hanun or Hanan, But anyway, so King David, King of Israel, wanted to send his condolences. So he sent, his people over there, right? His ambassadors over there to this land where the Ammonites were at. And so King Nahum, the son now, listens to his advisors and his people that are under him. And they say, I don't know why you let these people come over here, because don't you think they're just trying to spy the land and seek out the land and see what we got here to try to seize our land, right? Instead of them, instead of this king going to King David and trying to find out, why are you sending your people over here? Because King David was just sending them over just to send the condolences, right? So he listened to his people. So you know what? Maybe they are trying to seize our land. Maybe they are trying to take our land from us. So you know what this king did? He had all those ambassadors. He had, when they came over there, he had their beards and stuff shaved off, and then he shaved their robes all the way up to where their butt cheeks were showing. So embarrassed them. Embarrassed them, and so they couldn't go home with their butt hanging out of their robes. So I mean, this was an embarrassing thing that happened to them, and to shave the hair off of their face. So guess what happened? Because of that miscommunication, when David found out that this guy humiliated his people when all he was doing was trying to be nice and send sympathy over to this king, war broke loose. Bam, there was a war. So they went at it with each other, and then King David and the Israelites destroyed the Ammonites because of this. And this is what happens sometimes in marriages. We destroy each other when we had this miscommunication and misunderstanding. Instead of talking to each other, find out what's going on, we destroy each other. And this is what happened in that particular scene right there in that story. Because that king did not take the time out to find out what King David's intentions was. And like we do this in marriage. We have these big wars because we don't communicate and talk to one another first. So wow, look at that. So we have to communicate correctly. Miscommunication is a killer in marriages.
Right. And if you didn't get a chance to see the skit, make sure you go back at the end of this broadcast and look at the skit, because the skit was at the beginning, and you guys will see what we're talking about when we're talking about the argument, the fight that we had before we actually started explaining what was going on. So keep that in mind as well. So guys, did you get any value? Give my husband some hearts to let him know you did get some value today, and that really did help. And also type in value in the comment section, just to let us know you did get some value. And also, we can we'll come back later and check on the questions and answers. If you got any comments you want to leave, feel free to do so. And also, if you'd like to get our free report on how to open the lines of communication, be sure to type in the comment access, and then we'll go ahead and send that over to you. And before leaving, be sure to like our page and Party Present so that we can send you notifications out the next time we go live. Thank you again for joining us today on the show. We look forward to seeing you next Tuesday as we continue to improve and improvise. We really are. You guys pray for us too, because we really want to take this show to another level. We got some ideas that's going. My husband is full of creativity, and so we're just over here playing around with stuff, learning stuff. So God bless each one of you. Anything you want to say, honey, before you go?
Well, I just want to say, did y'all see how my wife did me because I didn't communicate with her? Man, she got up, she left the table, stormed out, was mad. But you can have your Chris. You can have your Chris, because I don't want no parts of you now. You don't want to, I was like, wow, man. I don't want to be with Chris all night. I just want to play basketball with him.
But a lot of us wives, we do. We get mad because you just kicked us to the curb and you didn't communicate with us on what's going on.
Yeah. So husbands, let your wife know that she come first. She's queen. She's queen. That's my queen. So I would say, that it's always a learning process. In marriage. And in any relationship, you should always be learning each other, especially with marriage. We should always be trying to make sure that we understand each other. Don't always assume that we understand every single thing all the time.
Right.
About each other.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So we just want to say thank you, Dr. Vella. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you, Darius. We see you join. So we love you guys. I see Robin join, Timothy join. We love you guys. God bless you. And we will see you on next week, Facebook Live, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So if you missed the beginning, if you don't mind, go back and press replay and look at the beginnings, because they kind of sum up what we did.
You get a chance to see Bruce and I fighting. Love you guys. God bless.
Love you guys. God bless. Bye.